We are preparing. All right, so we are live. Dr. Tina Houchins, good evening to you, Queen. How are you?
Good evening. I am fine. How are you, beautiful, and all this beautiful pink over here? I
Hey,
love you
come
in
on in
pink.
here. Listen, pretty in pink. But good evening. So you guys listen to Dr. Tina. Let's just make sure we're geared up for Facebook. I'm gonna go over and check right now. But good evening to all of you who are watching us live on Facebook. We're gonna try to not spend the night with you guys tonight, but since it's Tuesday and it's late, Dr. Tina Houchins and I decided we would come on here. Okay, we got 3 viewers already. We decided we would come on here tonight and just talk about some truth, honey. Everybody like a good tea, right, Tina?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Everybody like a good tea. So this is a continuation of something we started a long time ago. We used to go live and have classy conversations. And we would just talk about the real, y'all. And so we were talking earlier today, Dr. Tina and I, and we just said, you know what, let's go live tonight. So just want to briefly introduce ourselves. I'm Dr. Michelle W. Kofer. I'm a financial literacy coach, mindset coach. I am a mortgage loan officer in all 50 states, certified credit coach, and tax specialist in all 50 states. And I am a womanpreneur who is absolutely in love with the idea of empowering other women. I'm affectionately known as the Pivoter. And I'm joined here tonight with my girl, my colleague, my ace boon coon in business. This one right here is someone I have just a great amount of respect for in business and in life. So, Dr. Tina Houchins, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, everybody. My name is Dr. Tina Houchins. I am a 16.5 year retired Air Force veteran. I am also a nationwide mortgage loan officer. I actually am affectionately known as the wealth strategist. I help women and women to actually find their niche, to find their passion in the things that they might not know they need right now, right? So sometimes we kind of get lost in the sauce, but actually just being empowered by another woman, being empowered by a voice that is like yours, looks like you, feels like you, is you. So I love to actually teach about financial literacy. I am a credit coach. I am also a renowned author of building your digital blue
Come on,
identity
plug in.
across
Come on.
social media. My shameless plug, y'all, my shameless plug. But yeah, so I love showing people how to actually build their business on social media through all platforms. But tonight we're definitely want to talk about what it is to, you know, want to be in home ownership, what that looks like. We're both MLOs and we just want to have a conversation. I always love when Dr. Kofer and I get together and we just have these conversations, and we got to bring it back, Dr. Kofer. We got to actually
Let's
bring
do
this
that.
back
I'm with it
because I
100%.
miss this. I miss this. Late night or not, we just gonna give y'all some truths. We want you guys to engage with us. If you have questions while we're going through this, please feel free to drop it inside of the chat. Let us know what you're thinking. Let us know what questions you may have that while we're going through this process, we're just having a conversation.
And I think I got you tagged. I was trying to tag you on my page. You should officially be tagged, so it should be streaming to your page. But listen, you guys, Dr. Houchin said something. She said that just helping women find their niche. And so let's just start right there, Dr. Tina. One of the things that we know in America is despite, what's going on economically, people are going to work somewhere, right? Most people are going to either go to work for another person or they're going to start their own business. And during the pandemic, you and I both were in business and we saw our business grow during the pandemic, but we also saw an elevated number of people leaving the corporate sector and going into entrepreneurship. And so they call that the great exodus, right? Millions and millions of people realized when we were strapped down, couldn't go anywhere, couldn't go outside, that the internet was a place to make money. Zoom was a place
Absolutely.
to go get it, right? And people realized, like, hey, I don't have to go clock in. And so we saw so many people, especially women, boss up and level up in business. And we were able to mentor many of those women.
Absolutely.
Fast forward to now, we've been able to show women all across the country how to tap into this real estate space. Like, so you guys listening, the real estate space is a $46 trillion industry, right? $46 trillion industry. And so, when we think about ways that you can get into real estate, it's typically we think we got to be realtors. No, there are other ways to get into real estate. And so, Dr. Houchins, can you just tell them real quick about, how your journey into real estate has been? Like, maybe even back up to, learning about notes and then bring it forward to, your journey into now being a nationally known mortgage loan officer who's helping a lot of people. If you don't mind sharing that with the audience tonight.
Most definitely. Well, she talks about notes. Y'all, I had no idea what a note was. I didn't know that actually is the deed to my house. Like, didn't know that, and got into this on this platform. So a lot of us, we miss opportunities just because we don't have the knowledge. Learn about banknotes, and that instead of me owning and having physically having this home, I can have these papers that is worth just as much as that home, and I can move that paper as many times as I want to. I didn't know about that. We always talk about we want to physically own a property, right? Well, sometimes there's more wealth in just owning that note to that home. So that was one thing that I learned that has definitely changed my life, my mind in regards to real estate, because one, I'm not a realtor. Never looked into it, but now it's just so much in the market and so many things that we're missing. One, because of the color of our skin. And we have to now be the ones that's going to help ourselves. So we got to be the voice for the voiceless. So learn about the banknotes. That was amazing. But when we started the journey of being nationwide mortgage loan officer, that completely like skyrocketed my whole everything. One, because I've always had the passion. Again, y'all know I just said 6.5 years in the military. Now I'm helping people in my community. It was a difference when I can help someone. I'm here in Michigan get into home ownership when they didn't think they could. They had been denied before. They were renting and paying more for their rent than they are now paying for a mortgage, because one, she decided, I'm going to fix what I'm ashamed of, which was her credit. Within a month, that might not be typical for everybody. Her score went up almost 75 points, and she went straight from renting to now she got into the process of owning her own home. Y'all, sitting at that table, it was emotional. Knowing that I was the conduit to help this lady finally say, I have a home for me and my kids. I have something that now I can say, this is my legacy. I'm leaving this for my family and future generations. That meant a lot to me, and it was very emotional sitting at that table. So we think we can't do something, that we can't make a difference. We can make a difference doing one small little thing, and becoming a mortgage loan officer is that one little thing. We're being left out on so many deals around the country, and around the nation. It's international stuff that you can get into, but just having the knowledge of what you can do, it makes a big difference. And becoming a mortgage loan officer has definitely changed my life. I'm glad that I'm out here, boots on the ground, trying to help my community. One, getting into homes. Two, learning about credit, financial literacy, things that we did not know about when we were growing up. We got to now be the one, each one, reach one, teach one. We have to do that. Nobody's going to do that for us. So we need more people to become the voice.
Yeah.
We are the voice for ourselves.
Wow, that's powerful. Listen, you guys, if y'all end up having any questions, please drop those in the chat. We're live. But this is Truth Tuesday, and Dr. Tina Houchins and myself here, Dr. Cofer, we're just talking about the realities of this space of real estate. And so, Dr. Houchins, you said something that was super profound, in that, you were 16.5 years in the military, but you got around some people and you learned how to invest in banknotes. You got around some people and you got into the industry of mortgage loan origination. These are hidden gems. You guys, when we talk about the truth, let's talk about the truth, right? I don't know if you know it or not, but she said she's not a realtor. But when you look at this screen, you see two Black women who are doing the dang thing in the marketplace, okay? But guess what? Only 6% of real estate professionals, realtors and brokers look like us. Only 6%, right? So they get to run around, show the houses, show the property, all of that. But who holds the bag, Tina? The loan officer, the lender, the bank hold the money. You guys, right now in this country, let's talk about the truth. Right now in this country, depending on what your data source is, it's about 8 to 9% of loan officers look like me and Tina. Probably if you're on our page, you probably look like us too, right? But that means when we start looking at why aren't there enough minority families owning homes, it's because we don't have the access to the information. And we don't have the access to the information. I see we got to pop in guess. How you know we was in here? I said, I will take a wild guess, but we don't have access to the pop-in information, simply because we're not privy to it. I remember taking a test one time when I moved to Charlotte, took a test, and I was preparing to be a teacher, and they asked a question on this test that showed me that there are systemic racial barriers in place. So I don't know. I'm just gonna see how many of y'all know what's the sound call that a horse makes. Does anybody know? Do you know, Tina? What's the sound call? Anybody put it in the chat. What's the sound call that a horse makes? And don't look it up, nobody. Do you know? I see Miss Moser joined us in here. Do you know what it's called?
Nay.
No, I thought it was called a neigh. You know why you think that? Because we're brown. It's called a whinny. It's called a whinny. And I remember saying this demonstrates why, number one, African Americans don't do well on standardized tests, because we don't write the test. But then it proves a point for how we get into this real estate world. In order to get into the real estate world, realtors have to take a test that was written and designed by white men, right? No different than tests I would have taken if I would have continued my master's and pursued my career in counseling. I would have had to take a test that was written by a majority of people who don't look like me, who culturally don't identify. But guess what? When it comes to real estate, we're talking truth tonight. All right, y'all. Yeah. So y'all just have to be okay with us being real. When it comes to becoming a real estate professional or a broker, you got to take a test that was written by somebody who culturally don't identify with you. And then traditionally, if you want to become a loan officer and you want to work at the bank and get access, you still got to take a test. Listen, the SAFE exam is the test that loan officers are required typically to take. We're going to talk about a back door around that, but that's the test. And you know what? Not even 48% of the people pass the test. And that's why you have 8 to 9% of mortgage loan officers who are only brown. So think about like police discretion, right? The police officer pulls you over, and Dr. Houchins, can they choose to let you go if they want to?
Could.
Can they lock you up if they want to?
They could.
They got discretion.
Yeah.
Right. They choose because they got discretion. They hold a badge. Guys, we need more of us holding the badge in real estate. We need more people who are on the side of the loan that can tell you that, you know what? You work a job. You got the income. You've been consistent. You've been stable. Your taxes are done. We need more minorities on this side of the loan deal to be able to give people a yes. So let's talk about that, Dr. Tina, because we know those are the fact, right? 8 to 9% of loan officers are Black. We're changing that, guys. And we have an amazing program that allowed, a 16 and a half year military vet and a 16, ironically, we both were in our professions for 16 years, and a 16-year social worker to come on board and get into this space where there's $46 trillion of income on the table, and we come into play, and we looking for people that's coming to play. But guess what? What if you don't have experience? It's okay. So Dr. Houchins, we talk about making career changes as women, right? Being able to go from one industry to another with no experience. I know for me, I got into the financial services industry as a social worker with bad credit. You came in with bad credit. We was able to learn. We were able to work our way into this mortgage loan space. But when it comes to being a mortgage loan officer, guys, there is a way that you don't have to take a test. Say what? Y'all put what in the chat with question marks. There is a way to become a mortgage loan officer where you can exempt a test. It all depends on how you're hired. Again, we don't know because these are things that are not advertised. These are not things that are on the front street, right? So we are partnered with a platform that is very committed to helping raise awareness in the minority community, the Black community. Why? Because 44% of us across the board own homes. So Hispanic community, why? Because only 49% of Hispanic families own homes. So when we look at the demographics of home ownership, outside of redlining, outside of racial indifferences, we know that there are not enough minorities in this space. And so somebody might be wondering, like, well, I'm looking to get into real estate, but I don't want to go take a test. I don't have the time, to commit to that. I don't have the money to go drop tens of thousands of dollars at one time. What is a way, Tina, through our apprenticeship program, like what is a way that people could get into this space without having to worry about a test or any stress?
One big thing is right now, especially for our realtors, if you're already closing on homes, you're already there. 2 homes closed, you already can get into the space and become a mortgage loan officer. Start helping your clients. And it was something you said before, Dr. Cofer, that I just had to go back to. One, when we're talking about being this face that's seen as a mortgage loan officer because there's not enough of us. We know how it feels. One, because we both went through the same things, some of the same things with getting into our own homes. But that's something that we bring particular to our culture, to the people in our demographics that are looking to get into homes that we can talk to. We can educate them. Okay, well, maybe not right now. Let's get you together. Maybe we need to add some more income. Maybe we need to look at this credit score. These are some things that we already know. Why? Because we've been there, done that. I came in with a 580 credit score out of the military, not knowing the importance of credit, not knowing that budget and financing is something that I really, really need to like catch hold on and really get myself together. But that's something that we can now educate the clients on because we know their plight. We live their plight. And now being able to get into this industry and being a part of the apprenticeship program, that's huge for us. One, the realtors can get in. If you're closing on homes, you got 2 homes closed, you need to drop that in the chat. Let us know, I'm a realtor. I would like to add some extra to help my clients out by becoming an MLO. Drop 2 homes sold. Drop 2 homes sold inside of the chat and let us know, like, look, I got 2 homes, so I want to help out some more people. But if you are new and you just like, look, I really want to help my community, I want to do what you guys are doing, the apprenticeship program is good for you. One, we're going to teach you everything we know. There's going to be, you don't have to worry about these safe tests and all this other stuff, but you will be educated on the 1003, which is the loan application. You'll learn stuff like that. You'll learn what documents are needed, but we're going to take our time and get you there. We don't want to rush it because we want you to make sure that you are educated enough to go out into your communities, talk about it, be about it, and help others do the same thing. So the apprenticeship program is amazing. Once you get 2 loans in, guess what? You're in. And I'm gonna let Dr. Cofer talk about the money because look, we're doing something so different over here that no one can compete with us. They might think they can, but they can't compete over here. But we definitely want to just make sure that one, we have so many realtors right now that may have closed on a home within the last 6 months, 2 homes in the last 6 months. But they're looking like, look, it's kind of slowing up a little bit. Let me add something to my income. This is it, y'all. This is it. Y'all already talking to the people. You already being a part of their home ownership path. But one, you also are running into people that one need credit help. They can't even get into the house because they don't even qualify. Now you have something that you can help them with. One, be the realtor on the deal, be the MLO on the deal, but get them credit worthy and credit ready in order to get into those homes. And we're not talking about we getting people into homes with a 580 credit score. No, we're going to educate our community in regards to credit and finances. Where we were lacking before in school, we will no longer lack here as an adult.
That's powerful. And it sounds like to me, if I'm a real estate professional and I've been doing business, let's say I got 2 deals here recently, but like you said, Dr. Houchins, things are slowing up. My whole phone sliding off my little thing. Things are slowing. I'm trying to make sure I catch questions in the chat. So y'all have any questions, just let us know. But things are slowing up. I don't have to go drive Uber. I don't have to go do DoorDash. You telling me that I can add another income by doing something I was already doing anyway, and it's called being a loan officer. If I'm a realtor, I could do that. You're saying yes?
Absolutely.
Okay. So let's talk about that, you guys, because so many realtors, like I've been in this space for 7 years and I've worked with a lot of realtors who were the bomb. I've coached realtors. I've helped realtors make six figures outside of real estate. Why? Because they were coachable and they added more stuff to their tool belt. Imagine being a realtor who does something other than real estate and it's in alignment with what you're going to do, right? Credit was one, top realtor producer out in Charlotte, North Carolina, top capper with KW. Was under my tutelage, and I will always to this day, rag and rant on him because he was coachable. And while his counterparts wasn't selling homes, he was selling them back to back to back to back to back.
Absolutely.
Because he was smart enough to become a one-stop shop. Well, now we compound that with the law has changed. We're talking truth tonight, Truth Tuesday. All our realtors out there, the law has changed as of December 2022, where it says there is no more conflict of interest, meaning you can be in multiple roles on the deal. So you can be the realtor of record and the MLO of record on the transaction. So that means, listen, if I'm a realtor, and I want y'all to stay around because y'all don't have to be realtors to partner. Because remember, I was a social worker, she was military. But if I'm a realtor, which I will be soon, if I'm a realtor and I'm going to go out and show a property and I'm going to get between 3 and 3.5% on that deal, I can come in and be an MLO and add another 1% to that. So I can literally walk with 4.5% on the same deal. So I literally put myself in the path of the money. So let me make this clear because we're going to talk about the truth. Let me make this clear. If I'm a realtor on a $400,000 house at 3%, that's a commission of $12,000. Follow me. Okay. I'm a tax girl too, y'all. So numbers is numbering. If I'm on a $400,000 house, I get a commission, 3%. That's $12,000 in real estate commission. But if I'm the mortgage loan officer of record on that transaction at 1 basis points, I add another $4,000 on the same deal, totaling now $16,000 on the same house, just because I got on board with this MLO program. Now, I don't know if that makes sense to y'all, but it sounds like more money on the same. You were going, this is what you woke up to do. You woke up to help somebody buy a house, right? So if you woke up to help somebody buy a house, and that's what you do already, why wouldn't it make sense to just add this pathway so that you don't have to let your money walk out and go down there to the lender? You can hold the money as an MLO. So Dr. Houchins talked about this apprenticeship where if you're a realtor and you already have 2 deals under your belt, great. We'll push you to the front of the line. But then there's another pathway. Let's say you're like her or you're like me, right? Or, any of our peers watching this and you don't know anything about real estate. Well, come in to an apprenticeship program. So Tina, I want to define what apprenticeship is because we don't see that a lot in this culture, right? Back in the day, everybody would go through an apprentice program in certain trades, but apprenticeship, guys, is a system for training new professionals in a particular trade or profession with on-the-job training. That's what an apprenticeship is. So is it safe to say that you've been able to make money as a mortgage loan officer because you learned on the job?
Absolutely.
Did you have to take a SAFE exam?
I did not.
So you didn't have to take a test?
No.
You didn't have to spend no time like on a cram course or prepping or anything like that?
Time or money? No.
Time or money. I like that. I like time or money because MLO, guys, the way we do it shows you how to save time and money. So you don't waste money on the educational things and you don't have to spend time in school. And Tina, those are wealth principles you talked about, time and money. And another one, a third one is leverage. So let's talk about that. So, we're loan officers and, guys, if you're watching this because somebody on our page has tagged you or you're popping up, you're friends with them and they are a loan officer, we definitely want you to get back in their inbox. If you're our friends, you get in our inbox, but if you're their friends, you get in their inbox. Right. So we didn't have to take a test. You've done several deals at this point. I've gotten paid several deals at this point, and we only about to run this thing all the way up, but we didn't have to take a test and
No.
it didn't matter our scores. Now we got good credit because we, leveraged the platform to get good credit. But typically, guys, you can't be a loan officer. You definitely can't be a senior loan officer with bad credit. So we didn't have to go through all of that. And we're in an industry now where CNBC, Indeed.com, they're all saying that the average MLO salary in America is about $200,000, right?
Yes.
They're saying that mortgage loan origination is the number 2 most desired career in America. Have you seen that article?
I have. And I've
When you
actually
saw
looked
that,
up
what
Michigan.
were your thoughts?
Michigan is 200,000 too. So my state of Michigan, loan officer typically is 200,000. So the facts are facting.
The facts
And
are
it is
facts.
right.
I like it.
And then you said time and money, and we talked about time, money, and the leveraging. Y'all did hear us say nationwide, right? So y'all do know nationwide means in all 50 states. So that means we didn't have to pay per state to play. We actually came in and said, look, we're going to get this thing done, and I can help anybody anywhere. And I didn't have to pay 50,000 or more to be playing in every state. I didn't have to take a test in every state.
Listen,
This is called leveraging, y'all. We are the eyes and the ears of leveraging. Okay, this is what you see. This is where leveraging gets you.
call our middle name. I'm Michelle Leverage Kofer. Tina Leverage Houchins. But listen, so we got a young lady. She's also in our apprentice program. She's in training, but she joined the chat. Like she saw we were in Zoom and immediately jumped in here. But she just dropped that article in the chat. So I'm gonna click on the link, guys. I'm gonna share my screen so you guys can see this article, because for us, we talking to us, just truth. We just talking to us. We act like everything is a scam. Anything that got to do with money, and it ain't requiring you to go out here and break a sweat and be on Johnny's island working for him, working for the man. We act like everything is a scam. Let me tell you why this is not a scam. Number one, you are a federally licensed mortgage loan officer. So that means you have to go through a federal background check. The FBI and federal government, they checking your records, and you got to go through clearance. So number one, that's why it's not a scam. Number two, it's perfectly legal. And number three, y'all like fact checking. So let's let y'all fact check. Okay. So y'all can see my screen right now. Okay. This article was written January 29th, 2024. You guys can see this. Let's read the headlines. One of 2024's best jobs. Anybody looking for a career change? Because see, as a social worker, I was making $43,000 a year with multiple degrees. I'm talking about master's educated, and was working on yet another master's when I decided to get the heck out of corporate America. But it's a job, y'all. Being a mortgage loan officer is actually a job, but we show you how to make the job feel like it's a business where you control your time, money, and energy, right? But one of 2024's best jobs can pay over $200,000 and let you work remotely. That means wherever you like, sis, from the comfort of your home, from the beach, from the park while your kids are playing. If I got any women on the line who are moms, drop me, because there's nothing like convenience when it comes to parenting, right? Lets you work remotely. That means you don't go into an office. There is no branch to go to, and you don't have to have a college degree. So for the people who are wondering, can I get into the real estate space, $46 trillion space? Can I get in there? Where would I need to start? You would want to start at mortgage loan origination. Why? Because that is the first place the money touches. Nobody can ever buy a house, Dr. Houchins, unless they got money. Where the money come from? The lender.
From the lender. Mm-hmm.
The lender. There can't be a financial transaction in real estate without somebody being a loan officer overseeing the application to make sure you qualify for the money. And that's on the residential and the commercial side. So the money got to go through the lender. But look at this, without a college degree. So we go on down and imagine right here, a loan officer meets with a couple in their home. Well, you like, child, people crazy. I don't want to meet with nobody at their home. But there's something called a Starbucks. There's something called a Panera Bread. There's something called a library. Y'all, you can get into real estate, build a lucrative career. And if you don't have experience, you can come under our apprenticeship program, work hand in hand with somebody who's experienced. And we're going to work with you to get 2 deals in to get you to the front of the line with the bank. And we're not talking about itty bitty, litty bitty banks. We're talking about big banks who doing big things. Some of the nation's largest platforms we're able to work with. But look, you can earn upward of $200,000 working from the comfort of your home, no bachelor's degree required. Loan officers claim the number 2 spot in Indeed's annual ranking for best jobs in the U.S. thanks to, what does it say right here, Dr. Hutchins? Let me let you read this sentence in blue.
It says high earning potential and increasing demand for these skilled professionals across several industries. Again, we just talked about realtors, right? That's number 1. And anybody that's in the financial institution, this is perfect for you. Add this, help your clients do more than say, I just want to. It's everyone that says they want their credit repaired. They're looking for either 1 or 2 things. They're either trying to purchase a home or they're trying to purchase a car. Why not you be that person to help them go ahead and get into home ownership? Show them the importance of even owning a home, what that looks like. For 1, that's legacy. 2, you're building wealth. There's equity inside of those homes. You can pull that out. You tell me, oh, I need to borrow some money. Borrow from you, sis. Get it out the house. Borrow
Get it
from
out the
you.
house.
It's yours.
You be the bank, huh?
Be the bank, okay? Loan from yourself. But yeah, it's legacy and equity. Like you got the money already sitting in your home. That's what home ownership does for us.
So listen, y'all, I'm going to share this and we're going to go back. We're going to take this down, but we just want you guys to realize, like, we didn't have experience and we decided to make a career transition. This career just allows us to own our time and freedom, right? But a loan officer assists people with applying for a loan. Now, if I could show you a way that you could use an app, once you're trained, right? You could use the app to help a person complete an application. And you could walk away, let's say on a $400,000 deal with $4,000, even if you got $3,000, even if you got $2,000, you walk away with that kind of money. All you did was help somebody help borrowers complete their application. Let's go back to being real, y'all. We didn't know what we didn't know. It's exposed now, Dr. Houchins. We know we can be loan officers. So while the data says that 8% of loan officers in America are Black, they look like you and I. That's because we didn't know we could be a loan officer. And we didn't know we could be one without a test, but we know that now. The demand for these services has grown in recent months as industries like real estate, education, retail, and e-commerce feel the squeeze of inflation and a tightening housing market. Banks might be tightening. Listen to this part. There's always going to be a place for you guys to make money. Banks might be tightening up their lending standards because of recession fears, but the demand for mortgages remains on the rise. So the need for loans will always be there. Do y'all hear that? The need for loans will always be there. So we can tell you right now, the fact that every American is going to need 2 things. Well, every American really going to need 3 things. Every American is going to need credit, right, Dr. Houchins?
Yes.
They're going to need credit. Average credit score in America is a 716. For Black families, it's a 677. And that's high compared to where it's been in recent years. We finally climbing up Jacob's ladder, all right? Every American's going to need good credit. Every American wants to own a home, and every American wants cash. Can we get that here? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how we can help a person be a one-stop shop. If they want to get into real estate, they're going to need a qualified buyer, right? We're talking truth tonight, and we're about to wrap it up. If they want to get into real estate, they're going to need a qualified buyer. Nobody can sell a house unless the person has a qualifying credit score. Nobody can do a loan unless the person has a qualifying credit score. So do we offer anything on this platform that helps people with their credit?
We do. We offer credit repair. But on top of that, we went one step further. We started educating our clients and prospects on financial literacy, on home ownership. So we actually have made a course around home ownership. We got a 90-day program right now that we're helping people say, hey, no more will I be renting. No more am I going to be paying $200,000 over 15 years for someone else's home. I'm going to pay it for mine. So we actually have a course that we're doing that. But like you just said, we got to get qualified buyers. And our qualified buyers are the people out here that need the help with the credit repair. And that's where we start. But education is key. We can't do anything without learning how to, one, get the credit together, but keep it. We can't keep doing these backflips and going back to what we used to be. So once you get it, we're teaching you how to stay put, to keep that score up and leverage your score for many other things. Credit is not just for getting into a home, but that's great that you can get into it. Credit can help you open doors to a whole lot of more things. We're talking about people are saying, I'm ready to do something more than just my job. Okay, now we got business credit. Dr. Kofer and Mr. Kofer, right there, they do business credit. They help with people with business funding. So that's something that you can definitely be looking into. But your credit, you need to first get your credit together to start building up your business credit. So it's a lot that goes into it, but your credit open doors to so many more things.
That's true.
It's just crazy.
When you think about it too, you talk about, the financial literacy guys. If you're on here and you want to be a homeowner in the next 90 days, hashtag home, because we are, offering a program right now that's absolutely free. It's several, thought leaders, industry giants who are offering their services to help with that, right? What people would normally charge a couple $100 an hour for you to sit at their feet and learn, we're giving that for free. Every Sunday at 7:00, you can join us and get all of that for free. I was looking for two things that she talked about credit, and I don't even see. I gotta figure out. I don't lost my card, y'all, but I wanted to show y'all something because I used to have a 550 credit score, and then I decided to fix what I was ashamed of. And when I decided to do that, as she talked about personal credit and business credit, it opened up doors for me. Let me show y'all something right quick. Imagine having a 550 credit score. Let me just pull these out. Imagine having a 550 credit score and you say, you know what? I want to own a home and I know with this credit score I can't, and you decide to invest a couple of dollars, like less than $3 a day into yourself, and you literally go out there and do what you need to do to fix your credit. But you don't do it. You work with professionals and you work with a system that does it, but there's a lot of education. And imagine that 550 becomes a 700. Then that 700 becomes a 715, and it becomes a 760, and it becomes a 766. Now imagine, I'm not promising you can have a 700 credit score, but I'm just going to tell you my testimony. So I got a whole bunch of cards in my wallet. I'm just going to hold up 4 to show y'all. These 4 cards. Oh, did I catch my numbers accidentally? I was trying to turn them around. I'm gonna have to delete this video. These 4 cards alone, guys, right here is almost $200,000 in credit line. Do I need? It's about 173. Do I need access to all of that at one time? No, but I got it. And I've learned how to work the system. So tonight we've been talking about getting into the system where we've been held out. Dr. Tina talked about how she learned about what a note was and how that one thing and that person, who was a millionaire, taught her how to learn how to work that. And then they introduced the idea that, oh, girl, you can be a loan officer without a test. And they said, oh, let me show you how to be able to go out there and leverage credit. Right here, y'all, over $170,000 in my hand. So if I wanted to use my credit cards for anything, I could. And in fact, I've learned how to manipulate the credit system.
Well, absolutely.
So if you got people,
I said, oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we've learned how to manipulate the credit system. We know how to play the game now. So we're not losing no more, is our point tonight. We're not losing no more. If you want to get around people that's going to show you how to play the money game and they're not going to hide anything, they're going to show you. Dr. Houchins, do you get a mortgage allowance from this company every month towards your mortgage?
I do.
For just helping
$500
people.
just for helping people.
For helping
And
other
see,
people become homeowners, you get a mortgage allowance. So do you mind just like transparently sharing with them how being a mortgage loan officer has allowed you to make up to 17 different ways you get paid, you know, on the platform, but this mortgage allowance is the gangster one. Like what has that allowed for you to do around your mortgage?
so right now, I purchased my home in 2010. Yeah, I said I was a vet, so I do have some perks from being in the military. So my
Thank you
home
for your
is,
service, sister.
thank you. My home is 835 or something like that per month. Yeah, from this company being an MLO and just doing what I love to do, which is help people, because you got to have a heart to help. You have to,
Mhm.
has to be your passion. You can't be in it just for the money. You have to seriously want to help somebody. And I seriously love helping people. So me being that serious about helping people, I've also afforded to get the housing allowance. So that's $500 a month. $500 a month of money to go back into my home to hurry up and get rid of my mortgage. So that $800 $830 mortgage now becomes 300 something. Where they do that at? Where do they even
On
give
easy,
you? Where do they even give you a housing allowance? They don't do
on
that.
easy.
Yes, and I absolutely love it. And not only that, I'm helping others do what I do. So they say, okay, just for you helping other people, we're going to give you a little bit of that too. We want to help you help more people, help more people. So as I'm doing what I normally I'm going to do anyway, which is help the ones that I am bringing in, and they're closing out on loans, they're doing deals.
Mhm,
They're like, okay,
mhm.
well, let me give you a little something of that too. So we hear about brokers, right? We just became a broker because I'm an MLO with other MLOs. That's a
Mm,
brokerage behind me. So I
mm,
just made myself part of the real food chain.
mm.
You can make yourself part of the real food chain because we all know somebody that's looking for something. People know, love, and trust us. They're coming to us because they need something.
That's right.
Be that person to help your community out. Be that person to help your family out. Legacy. This is what we're talking about. We got to be the ones that say, no more. We're not going to be in lack no more for not knowing. Dr. Cofer just showed y'all the facts. She just showed you everything. 2024 in the paper, they're saying mortgage loan officer is where it's at.
And
Facts.
to have no experience and have this opportunity. So, you know, this is what we're saying to you guys. There are a lot of benefits in being a loan officer the traditional way, but it requires a lot of time and a lot of money. This way allows you to shortcut, and the benefits on top of the income, the benefits are ridiculously crazy.
Yes.
So, you know, when I think about the fact that, you know, I'm able to be a part of this program and I don't have to go help 4,000 people to get a mortgage allowance. Like there are some platforms, guys, where if they're, listen, I was in a company before, they gave me a $600 a month allowance for my car. But don't you know, I had to have like, how many people I had to have? Like 1,500 people in
Crazy.
my organization, if I remember correctly, to get the $600. Y'all, to get to that $500, you only need 112 people total. And that's not just you by yourself. That's you sharing it with somebody who shared it with somebody because there's no money. So on top of being a loan officer, you got a one-stop shop, which allows you to get paid 16, 17, 18 ways probably. And one of those is earning a mortgage allowance. Like I don't even have a mortgage no more. I mean, I don't. So I fixed my credit, guys. I fixed what I was ashamed of. I learned how to play the money game. I bought a house, and the house literally owes me money, equity, just like Dr. Houchin's house owes her money, equity in the house, but somebody else paying a mortgage note every month because I decided just to go out and tell people how they could own easy. I decided to go out and tell people how they can improve their credit and leverage their credit to buy a home. I decided to show people that there are benefits to financial literacy and education. And I collaborate with other people who are stationed in their communities as loan officers, and they get to break the norm. I mean, or, you know, they get to break the dynamic, whereas before they couldn't get in the space. So listen, this is what we want you guys to know. Two things. One, if you're looking for a career change and you're, not in real estate yet, there's a way you can do that through our apprentice program. You can come on board. You start out, as a credit advocate. Why does that make sense? Because can't sell a house unless you got a pipeline of people that got good credit. Okay.
Absolutely.
And then you go through the program, you train on, learning how to become a home buyer coach, get a couple of deals under your belt, work with the apprentice, you pass those deals through, learn how to proficiently do a loan, learn what a FHA, a VA, a USDA, a 203K, learn what a rehab is, learn what RESPA is, learn about Reg Z, learn all of these things that you have to learn to be proficient in the market. And you do it as an apprentice, you do it on the job training. And once you're done, now you get to go out there and be a big girl, big boy, and you go do business, right? So you can come in with no experience, but let's just say you're a realtor. Like if you're a realtor out there, you got 2 deals under your belt, here in the recent 6 months, you get to bypass all of that and move to the front of the line, like Dr. Houchins said earlier. So we're sharing, number one, that there's a way for you to, matriculate hours here in this career field where CNBC, NBC, Indeed, they're saying it's the number 2 desired career in America, number 2 desired remote position with no degree required. And then the second thing we're saying is take ownership in changing your community. When we look at the brown community, we know that we have in our communities less educational resources. We have more liquor stores and fried chicken places than we have bookstores. Those are facts. Then we have libraries. Those are facts. When you look at the average home, let me talk facts. It's Truth Tuesday, right? When you look at the average home sale in a Black community, it's 23% less than a home sold in a white community. Same size houses, same square footage, same caliber, but because it's in a Black community, it's 23% less money to be made for you as a professional, for the person selling the house. They make 23% less just because they're coming out of a Black neighborhood. It sounds like to me, redlining still exists. Maybe they're not pulling out a map and a red marker and drawing lines around a community because it's Brooklyn or it's Queens or it's inner city Chicago or Atlanta. They're not drawing red lines and saying, oh, it's Black. Oh, it's hazardous. Right. Oh, it's Black. Oh, it's less desirable. They're not doing it, but it's still happening.
Yeah.
It's still happening.
And even the denial rate, Dr. Cofer, just imagine us being, and it's not a race thing, but it is a race thing.
It's a race thing.
It's truth here tonight. Imagine you being the Black mortgage loan officer helping another Black family. Just knowing how to fill out that 1003, which is the mortgage loan application. Just filling out the application means a lot. The denial rate just in the Black community is 26% in our community. And that's probably because, one, we don't know how to fill out the application, and two, we don't know how to get the documents that we need because nobody told us what we really need to do. They just told us, fill out this application. But if I fill it out wrong, somebody's not going to look at it. But if I had somebody that looked like me to say, let me sit you down and let's go over this to let you know what you need, yes, that is definitely a game changer. 22% of Hispanics denial rate. But our counterparts, 16% is only 60% denial in whites and only 15% in Asian. They got the help. We need to start helping our Black and brown communities. We need to be the ones that they see. We need to be the face to say, hey, look, let's sit down and let's go over this. Oh, you don't even know what they tell you, upload these documents, not letting you know that if you don't have a certain amount of this or your debt to income ratio is off and you don't even know what that is. We need more of us to sit down and say, we about to change the game. We need to change the game. We need more of us as the face of this MLO thing, especially when they telling us that we're number 2 on top of the food chain. There's no way
that's powerful. I'm sitting here processing what you said, and I'm like, you know what? In my head, I'm like, man, the denial rate is so high because we don't even know how to fill out the paper.
Yeah.
And that goes right back to the fact that we didn't know what a Winnie was. because nobody taught us that the horse's sound is not a neigh, it's a whinny.
Right.
And nobody told us that when we're filling out an application, that it's not okay to skip sections, because we do that on tests.
Yes.
You see how systemic things just really affect us as a culture? Y'all, I don't care where you watching this from tonight. I don't care who tagged you. If they tagged you, you ought to be screaming thank you. And what I'm having a revelation of, Dr. Tina, is this right here. If we don't put more of us in the community, if we don't put more of us out there on the paper trail, we're going to continue to lag behind. I don't care how much money the government throw out here. They
Absolutely.
throwing money left and right out, like left and right. But why can't people get the money? Because they don't even know how to fill out an application.
No.
Because nobody's ever sat with them, because they didn't realize that Shay shouldn't have been writing off everything on their taxes, because they never had a financial coach.
Yeah.
Guys, that is what we bring to this platform. There are literally tons and tons of industry thought leaders that you're going to be able to hold hands with. Dr. Houchins and I are part of an amazing movement of girl bosses called WOW. I'm talking, some of the baddest financial coaches in business. And we charge to sit in our tutelage.
Yes.
Independently of this platform. On the platform, it's absolutely free. You get to get our intellectual property for $0. We teach you everything we know. Some we've learned by trial and error. Some we've invested in. Some we've sat in some classes, paid some money for. But we give it back for free if you want it. So my question is, how many of y'all ready to be a part of this movement called 75 for All, where we're going to change the norm for Americans? The truth is 6% of realtors are Black. The truth is approximately 8 to 9% of mortgage loan officers are Black. The truth is last year, only 7% of all the real estate transactions in America, 7% were Black, 7% equally were Hispanic. The truth is the home ownership rate in America today is worse than it was during the civil rights. The truth is millennials are filing bankruptcy at a rapid rate, but yet they don't own anything. The truth is many of us are pursuing degrees that we'll never, ever use, because by the time we spent $100,000 on multiple degrees and get into the workforce, things have changed and our degree is now obsolete. But we chase a degree because we're chasing money. I can speak for myself. I chased a degree. $136,000 later, I was still making $43,000 a year. I became an entrepreneur. I made unlimited income. I retired. That's the truth.
Yeah.
So y'all may not want to hear it. You may not want to digest it. But the truth is, if you're not where you want to be financially, you have in front of you something that could change that. Can we promise you what you're going to make? No. Because everybody's effort is different. But can we promise you that we got access to a system that allow you to make, 3 career moves in one? Yes. We didn't talk much about title, but that's something that is needed on a real estate transaction. So imagine being able to do one job and get paid for 3 jobs. Because see, I've been on the opposite. Tina, you've heard me talk about being a social worker and doing 4 jobs and they pay me for 1. Yeah. Well, now you get to get 3 jobs, get paid for all 3. And then getting paid for all 3, you're getting paid over 18 ways. Mm-hmm. Average millionaire has how many streams of income? We all hear it.
7. They say 7.
They say 7. So if you didn't have to go sell lotions and potions on Monday, t-shirts on Tuesday, credit on Wednesday, on Thursday, mortgages, on Friday, you selling garments and plates on Saturday, you don't have to have 7 different hustles. You have one business serving the same client base multiple times and rev your income up. So that's the truth. So if you're watching this live and somebody has tagged you, or it's filtering into your page because you're friends with them, get in their inbox and say, hey, I want to know about this 3 things in 1. I want to learn how I can go through an apprenticeship program and learn how to basically go up here and boss up. And if they're already in real estate, hey, you did a couple of deals, we push you to the front of the line. And I'm talking about investments of pennies, like less than $400. And you got 3 career paths. I don't know. Dr. Houchins, what would be your final remarks about the truth of what we're doing and how we need more people doing it with us?
So I almost want to say truth is untied, but
That's fine, girl.
we have something over here. And if you've never, like Dr. Coper and I, we never thought we would be in this place. But mortgage loan origination is it. I can definitely say that because 1, it's needed anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But 2, to sit at a table and you boohoo crying with your client because they just closed on something that they never thought that they can close on. That feeling itself is unimaginable. It makes me, just thinking about it, just being there in her presence. That was like God moves, y'all. To me, this here, he's opened doors that people don't even know that are open for them. People hear about it. Y'all scroll past pages. People that are watching on Facebook, the people that you're following, y'all scroll past all this information that they're giving. And everything that Dr. Coper said, it's a scam. It's not a scam. I didn't have to go take a federal background check in order for a scam. That was like me being in the military. I had to take a federal background check. They just did the same thing here. So how is it a scam? The scam is you're still stuck where you were at because you're thinking everything is a scam.
Still clueless about money. SCAM.
That part. But open up your minds to something different. This platform is amazing. The people that we're involved with are amazing. The leaders are second to none. The training platform is amazing. So when you say, oh, I can't do it, yes, you can. 6.5-year retired Air Force veteran, had no clue on finances, credit, no nothing. Talking about real estate, you couldn't. I was fighting with my doggone realtor and getting in my own house. So now I know some of the things that were done were not ethically right.
That's right.
But I wasn't dealing with me. I wasn't dealing with my own. I was dealing with somebody that was just trying to close the transaction, wasn't trying to educate me, wanted the money. That was it. To him, I was a nuisance at that time because he said I was too picky. This is my home. This is the legacy that I'm building. So we need more people that's going to be caring and want to see us win for once.
Wow.
Be that voice for your community. That's my final thoughts on this. And it's worth
Be that
it.
voice. Be that voice. Wow. So we have a few people still watching us. If you guys have any questions, drop those in the chat. If you're here and you just watch this, guys, heart, share, and tag. Heart, share, and tag. If you're watching this on the replay, then just hashtag replay. But I'm gonna tell you, our commitment here with 75 for All is really to raise awareness. The Bible says that people perish for lack of knowledge. And so we want to change that. We don't want any other family to perish because they didn't know. And I hear Dr. Tina say it all the time. She said, we are each one, teach one, reach one. She like that's her phrase. And it's really because we understand that the village concept, is almost becoming a thing of the past where, nobody wants to tell anybody what to do. They don't want to share what they're doing to win. They don't want to help raise the community, but we are still applying the village principle. We're still making sure that if you're around us and you're in proximity, you're going to prosper. It's up to you to do with the information what you will. You can either ingest it and take action, or you can just let it roll on off and you do your own thing. But I can promise you, that if you're around this network of brown families who are helping brown families, for us, by us, then you're going to be a pivotal part of change in America. So, we're talking about, a year from now, 3 years from now, where we will proudly say we were part of the homeownership rates in America changing. I mean, we're going to be happy about that, to share the narrative. And unfortunately, if you can't see the vision, you'll just be on the sidelines watching us celebrate, home after home, transaction after transaction, because we took the time to make sure people were educated, that we took the time to make sure that they were empowered, and she shared, access to life and legacy building tools like a will and a trust. The trust and a will, those are the things that's going to protect your biggest asset, your house, and you are an asset. I hope you realize that. So having access to that, having access to, the systems and the software funnels and things to help you attract the client business. And we're talking about super affordable. Like, I mean, we're talking what, 50 cents a day, something like that, to be able to go out there and garner the audience that you need to be able to help. Y'all, people are hurting. And we want to encourage you today that if you're watching this, be a part of the change. This is our Truth Tuesday conversation. We're probably going to be doing more of these. We got to get back in the saddle, Tina. It's been a long time.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
You got to get back in the saddle. But we just want to empower you, because we know minority families, especially brown women, we have to fight so hard to arrive, and the season is over for us talking about glass ceilings. There are no more ceilings. Baby, the lid is off.
Yes.
Like Larry Hoover, the roof is off. There's nothing that can hold us no more, because when we know how to work the system, you learn how to play. Y'all, we got to play the money game. And so that's our time tonight. Thank you so much, Dr. Houchins, for coming on. Somebody has let's see what they say. Send me your calendar. I would like to have a section with you. Learn more about this. Okay, that's from Fortune. I can't pronounce your name, so I won't even try to butcher that. But I know you've inboxed me before. But this is actually United States only, so I don't know if that changes things for you, Fortune. I believe we've messaged each other before, but it's U.S. only at this time. But if you're in the U.S., like let's talk. But if not, but guys, again, if you've seen this because somebody has tagged you, their loan officer, their home buyer coach, their credit advocate, their title rep, you want to get in their inbox. If you're friends with Dr. Houchins, get in her inbox. If you're my friend, get in my inbox. So that's our time tonight. Thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you again, Dr. Houchins, for joining us. This has been Truth Tuesday with the doctors.
Gotta get the flyer made.
Let's get us a flyer made. Truth Tuesday with the doctor. So if we gonna make a flyer, y'all ain't no telling what kind of truth we come in here and sharing. So y'all just better be ready. All right. So that's our time. We'll see you guys. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye-bye.